Shall we give it a go?
Let's give it a go-go. Hey, look me over, lend me an ear.
Did you do the Broadway show just to get a break from the daily?
I've always wanted to do a Broadway show. I was wishing it was a little better than Wildcat was, but we had great business throughout, so I shouldn't complain, I guess, except that it almost killed me. But I love the stage. I love an audience. It's just that if you get stuck in a hit, it's 2 years out of your life at least, you know. And that's not a very nice thing to say, you know, stuck in a hit. But that's exactly what happens. There's no other life. So I want to continue doing more theater. And, of course, I always do my show in front of an audience. But I don't want to do theater where I have to go 2 years in one area. I want to go 6 weeks, you know, something like that.
It's hard to do that, though, isn't it, economically? Because
economically, I could forget about it. You can't make any money in the theater. You just do it for exercise, which I need badly. I love the idea of having something that would make me exercise all the time. I don't mean
push-ups.
Push-ups. I mean thinking. What's it like to have owned the studio that you worked in as a showgirl? You know, was that really? Did you plan that? Can you imagine walking around RKO as a stock girl and saying, someday I'll own all this? So ridiculous. And I get like that when they ask me, but then I cool it and I say, now really, you know, could anyone really, at the beginning of their career, walk down and say, someday I'll own all this, and think that it would be worthwhile?
I saw the other night, Room Service was on with with the
Marx Brothers.
And a Lucille Ball was in that film.
Yeah, I don't know which one that was.
Yeah. Was that not a fun experience?
Well, I can't say it wasn't fun, because any part of show business has always been fun for me, and any time that I could be learning certainly was marvelous. And you learn a lot from them.
What were the brothers like in those days?
What were they like in those days? Well, they certainly worked as a team. I can tell you that.
In any way that you can talk about?
Yes. Yeah. They were very close, and they were an entity unto themselves. There was no one else like them. There never has been. I guess there never will be. They were very erudite. They were very vivacious. They had lots of vitality for everything that they did.
And they chased the chicks, right?
Oh, boy. And they had a big thing about taking their clothes off. And they always waited until there were some priests and nuns in the audience. That was their pet. They welcomed everyone on the set, and then they'd strip.
That's satire, isn't it?
I would say.
Yeah.
They were flying nuns long before this one.
Can you remember anything that seemed like the low point of your career where you thought...
Yes.
Can you?
When I was ill. If you don't have your health, forget it.
Yeah. When was that?
From the time I was 17 to 20. I didn't walk. I was very run down, malnutrition, and I got rheumatoid arthritis from pneumonia.
Could this have had anything to do with the way you were living, the way you were eating?
Oh,
the way
entirely.
You were...
Not eating, not taking care of myself, and not getting enough rest. I was working both day and night. I was making all of $50 or something. And cold. I didn't have the proper clothes here in New York. And I got very, very ill. And I didn't walk for about 2 years. One hot day, I was walking down the street in July, and someone said, how would you like to go to California? And I said, I'd go any place to get out of this heat. And I went upstairs in the Palace Theater building, and some girl's mother had just yanked her out of a lineup that was leaving. That was a Wednesday, and they were leaving on Saturday, and she couldn't go, so they were stuck. And no time to test anyone, and they needed to produce 12 showgirls for Sam Goldwyn. So because I was tall enough, and because I was a model, and because I was a Chesterfield cigarette girl for that season, I fit the bill. And I went out, and I've never been back. And I've never been out of work.